Hello everyone, today I'm going to be delving back into the Fjord Serpents from Hammers of the North. This time round taking a look at some boosters of crew and the Drakkar Longship. Okay then, so the Drakkar Longship Booster for Fjord Serpents. This contains 7 of your Bondi spear, 1 stand of javelins and 1 stand of archers, along with the decking and the boat itself. All of this is in 10mm and resin. So have a set of figures on top of our mast, and then we have our long ship itself. Okay then, so starting off with the hull, it is a mighty 235mm long and just shy of 50mm wide, say 48mm wide. Resin cast, mostly one piece for the hull, although there is a prow option, which are cast separately and can be slotted in thusly, which means you can have a bit of difference between yours and your opponent's. Bit of clean up to do there on the front of that resin piece, but overall a beautiful, crisp, clean cast resin boat. It has sail options which are used for gameplay, so you have a furled and unfurled, and they just simply pop in, and then your longship is ready to go a Viking. There are sets of shields. These, you can see, are very bent, and this one is less bent. You'll need to give these a bit of a going over with some warm water. There's a certain amount of flex in them, but I wouldn't want to put overly stress them. So yeah, I would heat them up in some warm water and then get them located and glued in place. But it does give you that delightful Viking shield wall look running down the side. You also have insets. These are to fill in the blanks if you have lost some crewmen, shall we say, in game terms. So they just pop in and give you the requisite shape of your ship without any messing around. They may or may not be the correct way. That's definitely not. Anyway, it matters not. They go in a certain way. Everybody knows the way boats go together, apart from me. So slot those in, and then when you need to, pop them out and replace them with actual crewmen. So the longship comes with a set of your basic Vikings that can go in there. Obviously you've got 8 potential slots here. You've got 7 spear, 1 bow, 1 javelin. A couple of these slots can be swapped out, so it comes with a full complement of crew, and then a couple of options in there, and then you can mix and match with the crew from the main game as well, and it's just a case of grabbing the requisite people you need, and then dropping them in. So each base has 2 stands in it generally, so they can just be swapped in and out. This one's going to need a bit of a trim down apparently. I've not run into many problems with cleanup with the ones I've tested so far, but that one clearly needs a bit of a sand on one corner to get it to fit snugly. So yeah, the Drakkar is the biggest of the boats in the fleet, and it's a beautiful piece of work. Like the other ships from the main game, the reverse of the mast is completely clean. So I think these are 3D printed, but they're very durable 3D print. They're not brittle. They do have a feel like an injection molded plastic, but I'm positive they're not. Just because getting an undercut like that onto the back of a sail would be insane in plastics. But there's a beautiful amount of detail on them for 10mm Viking rating, and it's a really good upgrade to add to your Jarl's fleet. And if you're after just more troops or a bigger punch for the troops you've got, you can also get an Elite Troops Booster. It contains 4 stands of Herdmen, 4 stands of Axemen, Berserkers and Ulfhednar. And in there you get the white resin stands. So the stands are relatively simple, 2 slots on them, and then the requisite figures will be plucked out, painted up and glued in there. I do like how they've got them stripped separately to make gluing and access easier. Your sword, you are not. You're another swordman. There we go. So when you're making up your bases, it's just a case of popping them together like that. Now they are 10mm and they are in a white or resin or plastic. Well, resin is a plastic. They're in a white plastic of some description. It may be a resin. We shall give you a closer look at these, and I think I will throw a wash on them as well, just so you can see some of that detail. Okay, so I've thrown a wee wash on the Elites here so you can see them a bit better than the white resin. So they're nicely detailed for 10mm figures. See their saxes on the back. In game terms, if you want a bit of punch with your Elites, then they all sort of are upgraded from the base 2 attack and 1 defense in some way. In this case, the armored herdmen here gain additional die defense, and they also are armored, so they get a save against death, as well as having a bit of impetus against attacking non-elite troops. Sticking with the armored versions, we have some Daenax wielding herdmen. As you can see, the heads of the axes are all over their shoulders there. And again, for 10mm figures, these are really nice. Again, they have armored, so they're making those death saves, and they have the added benefit of cleaving through the enemy's armor, so they reduce that by 1 level, and can even remove shielded ability in game. So they're a bit of a line breaking unit. Into the not so well armored, but still fairly biffy, the Berserkers first. So these are interesting. They have Frenzy, which gives them 2 attacks in a turn, but what happens is you do your own attack first, or whatever the order of initiative is, and then the opponent does their attacks as normal, and then there's a subsequent secondary attack for their Frenzy, and they're also fearless, so they have a death save on a minor success that can't be reduced, so you can't have it removed for something like a cleaving Dane axe coming in on the armoured. They just keep fighting until they fall over. Really nice design, especially the fact they're, I think 3D printed means they can have weapons standing proud, or in orientations you couldn't normally. And then we have the Ulfhednar. They have strikes first, so the elites, best of the best, when they activate, they actually get to go first, even if they are the target of an assault. So somebody makes the mistake of jumping onto a ship with a load of animal skin clad elite warriors, and they're going to get stabbed to death. They also have fearless, like the Viking, or like the berserkers, and also impetus as well. So they get a bonus minor success whenever they're attacking sort of lower type troops, although obviously you pay for it. But it does mean if you are planning on rounding out your Jarl's fleet in some way, then you can do it with these elite warriors and sort of upgrade your fleet in that regard. There are quite a lot of them in the box to begin with, but sometimes you might want to go completely ham. Okay there, folks. So crew, really handy to have an additional booster. Obviously you get crew with all of the boats anyway in the game, but if there's something in particular you want to double down on or expand as your campaign progresses, then it's always handy to have the options. Obviously the Drakkar is the big thing here, the largest longship that is currently being produced by Hammers of the North for Fjord Serpents, and in gameplay terms it just has so many more crew, hull points and everything else, but you pay the points for it. So if you want to start really showing off who is the Jarl to be feared on the fjords, then the Drakkar is a great way of doing it. And those options in there for your different prows on your dragon ship is just a really nice touch. So if you happen to pick up a couple, you don't have to worry about, well, having the same dragon on the front as your opponent, which would just be terrible. But let me know what you think below. And if you're getting into Fjord Serpents, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.